Welcome to Basic Electrical Engineering. In this lecture, we will discuss about the types of batteries. Batteries basically the DC voltage source, and it is used in electrical engineering in a very different manner. For example, in photovoltaic system, the battery is basically used to store the electricity that is produced by the solar cell, and then this energy which is stored in the battery can be transferred to some other purposes. So let's see. A battery is a device consisting of one or more electrochemical cells with external connections for powering the electrical devices such as flashlights, mobile phones, and electric cars. It is generally consists of an anode and a cathode and an electrolyte. So when a battery supply electrical power, its positive terminal is the anode and its negative terminal is called the cathode. Cathode is the source of electron that will flow through an external electrical circuit to the positive terminal. When a battery is connected to an external electrical load, a redox reaction converts high energy reactants to the low energy products, and the free energy difference is delivered to the external circuit as the electrical energy. Historically, the term battery specifically referred to a device composed of multiple cells. However, the usage has evolved to include the devices composed of a single cell also. Primarily, batteries are used once and discarded, as the electrode materials are invariably charged during the discharge, changed during the discharge. For example, the alkaline battery used for flashlights, etc. The secondary batteries can be discharged and recharged multiple times using an applied electrical current. The original composition of the electrodes can be restored by reversing the current. Example includes the lead acid battery, which is basically used in vehicles, lithium ion batteries, which is used in portable electronic devices like laptops, mobile phones, etc. Batteries come in many shapes and sizes, from miniature cell used to power the hearing aids and wristwatches to small, thin cells used in smartphones to large lead acid battery or lithium ion batteries in vehicles. And at the largest, huge battery banks the size of rooms that provide the standby or emergency power for telephone exchanges and computer data centers. Batteries have much lower specific energy than the common fuels such as gasoline. In automobiles, this is somewhat offset by the higher efficiency of electric motors in converting the chemical energy to the mechanical work compared to the combustion engine. Let's see the categories and types of the batteries. So here is the complete category of the battery. It is basically divided into three primary parts, that is the electrochemical battery, physical battery, and biological battery. The electrochemical batteries are further divided into three parts, that is the primary battery, secondary battery, and fuel cell. Whereas the physical batteries like solar cell, electric double layer condenser, thermal cells, etc. And biological battery, that is the enzyme cell, and so on. Here the secondary battery is further classified as nickel cadmium cell, nickel manganese cell, lithium ion cell, lead acid battery, etc. So in this lecture we will basically discuss about the primary battery and the secondary battery. Primary batteries. The definition of a primary battery refers to a voltaic battery or cell which is used once and then discarded. The primary batteries are designed to be used until exhausted of energy, then it discarded. Their chemical reactions are generally not reversible, so they cannot be recharged. When the supply of reactants in the battery is exhausted, the battery stops producing the current and it is useless. Though recharging is not possible in primary batteries, these batteries have an additional advantage of less cost per battery and it is then convenience. The primary batteries or cells can produce the current immediately on assembly. These are most commonly used in portable devices that have low current drain and are used only in intermittently or well away from an alternative power sources. Some types of the primary battery used, for example, for telegraph circuits were restored to operation by replacing the electrodes. Application of the primary battery. Specialist battery used for implemented medical devices, missiles, weapon systems, etc. And consumer battery basically used in portable devices, hearing aids, toys, radios, watches, clocks, flashlights, etc. So here uh, a figure of primary cell is shown here. This is a dry cell battery and all the components, the electrodes, anode and cathode are shown in this figure. The types of the primary batteries. First is the zinc carbon battery. It is also known as the Lagrange cell or zinc carbon dry cell battery. Is the most widely used battery type in case of primary batteries. The battery has many benefits like good performance, ready availability, and also the low cost. Next is the zinc manganese dioxide alkyl battery. It is a bit more expensive than the previous one, but it is well suited for applications that require low temperature or high rate of capabilities. Alkaline batteries are selected for applications wherein the battery is utilized irregularly and exposed to uncontrolled storage conditions. For example, the smoke alarm or flashlights. Next type of the primary battery is the cadmium mercury oxide battery. Again, because of the material like mercury and cadmium, the use of this cadmium mercury oxide battery is limited. However, the cadmium taking the place of zinc anode made this battery a very stable system with great shelf life and performance both at low and high temperature. Next is the lithium battery. A relatively recent development in primary batteries is the lithium battery. These batteries support a wide temperature range, high energy density, and also a long cell life compared to the other type of primary batteries. Here are some examples and their specifications of primary batteries, like the 9-volt normal battery, the voltage, the capacity, triple A, double A. This type of batteries are very common in our daily life, that is used in cells or in uh, flashlights or in other applications, wall clock, etc. So this is the chart of the some primary batteries. The advantages of the primary battery. These are the best suited for low drain and low cost applications. For example, watches, toys, hearing aids, etc. It is convenient simple, and easy to use. It is the acceptable cost. That means the cost is very reasonable compared to the other type of batteries. It requires very little or almost no maintenance, unlike the secondary batteries, and so on. It has a good shelf life, can be sized and shaped to fit the applications. That means the size of the primary battery can be changed according to the requirement. It is reliable, reasonable energy and power density, but there are some disadvantages also. It can only be used once. That means once the battery is fully discharged, then we cannot reuse this type of battery. Lead to large amount of waste battery to be recycled. So it is a problem of recycling the wastage of the batteries. These batteries put into the landfill site have severe environment impact also. The life cycle energy efficiency is less than 2%. So it is a very low value compared to the secondary type of batteries. Now the secondary batteries. These can be recharged, that is, they can have their chemical reactions reversed by applying the electrical current to the cell. The this regenerates the original chemical reactants so that can be used, recharged, and used again multiple times. So the basic difference between the primary and secondary battery is that the primary battery cannot be recharged. So once the battery is fully discharged, it has to be replaced. Whereas a secondary battery can be recharged again and again, so it can be used for multiple times. The secondary batteries, also known as the secondary cells or rechargeable batteries, must be charged before the first use. They are usually assembled with the active materials in the discharge state. These are recharged by applying the electrical current, which reverses the chemical reaction that occurs during the discharge or use of the secondary batteries. The devices to supply the appropriate current are called the charger. That means this battery should have some charger which is used to recharge the battery. The oldest form of rechargeable battery is the lead acid battery, which are widely used in automotive applications, in cars. The other portable rechargeable batteries include several sealed dry cell type that are useful in applications such as the mobile phone or the laptop computers, etc. The secondary batteries are not indefinitely rechargeable due to dissipation of the active material, loss of the electrolyte, and also for internal corrosion. Types of the secondary batteries. The first one is called the nickel cadmium battery. Here, uh, the example of the nickel cadmium battery is shown here. The nickel cadmium battery is not environmentally friendly due to the toxic metals contained in it. And the main use are for the professional power tools, professional video cameras, biomedical equipments, and two-way radios. The chemical components of the nickel cadmium battery are the nickel oxide, hydroxide, and metallic cadmium are the main disadvantage of this type of battery because these materials are very toxic. This type of battery has quite a low energy density and uses nickel oxide hydroxide and metallic cadmium is as electrode. Next is the nickel metal hydride. These are closely connected to the above mentioned nickel cadmium batteries, with the hydrogen being used as the active element rather than the cadmium. In comparison to the nickel cadmium battery, it has a very high energy density. Unlike the nickel cadmium, this battery does not contain the toxic metal and is usually used in mobile phones, laptops, etc. A more expensive option than lead acid and nickel cadmium batteries. This battery is, however, kinder enough to the environment. That means it is less harmful for the environment. Next type of the secondary battery is the lead acid battery. It is a very popular battery that is used with inverter in household applications. This is the oldest type of rechargeable battery. It is an economical option for larger power applications and where the weight is of little or no importance. They are robust, tried and tested. It comprises of flat lead plates immersed in electrolyte and most type of lead acid batteries require the regular water addition. They are toxic due to heavy metal elements of lead dioxide cathode, a sulfuric acid solution, electrolyte, and a sponge metallic lead anode. They are not environment friendly and incorrect disposal can be hazardous. These are able to supply the high surge currents despite having a low energy to weight and energy to volume ratios. Therefore, the cells have quite a large power to weight ratio which combined with their low cost makes them popular for use in motor vehicles and uh, with inverter batteries used in household applications. Generally, it consists of simple 12-volt battery or two 6-volt batteries in series. The correct voltage must be observed when charging the lead acid batteries, and although simple to charge, they are slow charging and have a moderate cycle life. Lead acid batteries work well in cold temperature and are better performer than lithium ion batteries in sub-zero conditions. The next type of secondary battery is called the lithium ion battery. It is used where the lightweight and high energy density are important factors. Lithium ion moves from the negative to the positive electrodes during the discharge and back when during the charging. It is a low maintenance battery which is an added advantage for the application. The electrodes of this type of batteries are made up of lightweight lithium and carbon. This battery requires a prote- protection circuit due to the fragile technology used in this case. The lithium ion battery loses charge very slowly when they are not in use. Lithium ion batteries are safe as long as particular precautions are taken when charging and discharging. They are slightly lower in energy density than the lithium metal batteries and around double that of nickel cadmium. The self discharge of lithium ion battery is less than half that of the nickel cadmium. And lithium ion batteries have become very popular and used in applications such as the laptop, cell phones, etc. Next is lithium ion polymer battery. The lithium ion polymer battery offer similar element to the lithium ion battery in an ultra slim and simplified packaging form. It is of lithium ion technology in a pouch format makes them lighter but less rigid. It is different from other batteries in the type of electrolyte used. A dry solid polymer electrolyte is used in this type of battery. Rather than conducting the electricity, this electrolyte allow an exchange of ions, electrically charged atoms or a group of atoms This is the way to produce the electricity by this battery. It has an advantage over the lithium ion battery in regard of the cost, durability and also flexibility. They can be shaped to fit various devices and in virtually any way manufacturer please. So the shape of the lithium ion polymer battery can be changed according to the requirement easily. They offer a slightly higher specific energy to the lithium ion battery and can be made thinner and in various shapes and size, but generally have a high manufacturing cost by around 10 to 30% more than that of the lithium ion battery. They have the highest energy density as well as qualities which require particular safety consideration. These batteries are mainly used in electronic devices such as mobile phones, laptops, hearing aids, etc. They hold a relatively good battery life as compared to the lithium ion battery and any other secondary batteries. The main reason to switch to the lithium polymer from the lithium ion is from factor they can be formed to almost any shape and in any size. As with the lithium ion batteries, lithium polymer have a nominal voltage of 3.6 volt. Now the application of the secondary batteries. This fall into two categories. That means the application of the secondary battery can be categorized into two parts. First one is the battery which is used as an energy storage device. It is constantly connected to an energy source and charged by it. It can then release the stored energy whenever needed. That is in car battery used to store the energy, aircraft systems, standby power resources, emergency no fail systems, and so on. Remember one thing in case of photovoltaic cell or in case of solar cell also, this type of battery, that means a secondary battery, normally lead acid batteries are used to store the electricity or the energy. The second type of application comes under the battery is used as a primary battery would be but is then recharged instead of being disposed. That is in electric vehicles, mobile phones, cameras, power tools, toys, portable computers, etc. Even nowadays, for normal applications like flashlights or for wall clocks, there also the secondary batteries can be used. That means the battery can be charged as well as discharged. The advantage of the secondary batteries, it has a very high power density, high discharge rate, good low temperature performance. Disadvantages are low energy density. Remember, in case of secondary battery, the power density is high, but the energy density is low. It is poorer charge retention. That means the charging option is poor compared to the other type of system. Safety is the issue in case of secondary batteries. For example, in some cases, the electrodes or electrolytes used are very toxic in nature. Therefore, when they are disposed, so there will be a very it will create the problem for the environment also. Lack of standards. That means for secondary batteries, as such, there is no standard is maintained. So this is also a problem because of the charging and discharging of the batteries and their cycle life. It has high initial cost as compared to the primary batteries. But as the advantage is that this battery can be used repeatedly by charging, then the running cost or the over a long term it can be suitable, but the initial cost is high as compared to the primary battery. That's all. Thank you.